Hey there, Diane Michael, Outreach and Education Coordinator for Southern States Management Group. And today I'm going to talk to you about our first virtual day being offered complimentary from the team at Southern States. Now, for those of you that are attending our in-person all-day conference on Wednesday, April 2nd at the Museum of Arts and Sciences, we thank you. During that day, you will receive the first portion, which is a 2-hour portion of your HOA or your COA certification brought to you by Wright and KCPA. They will then offer the second half of that certification virtually on Zoom on April 9th, in exactly a week later. So you'll get your complete 4-hour certification, half in person and half on April 9th. More details on April 9th forthcoming. The rest of the day of the conference will be jam-packed with educational opportunities ranging from insurance, roofing, lake management, storm surge, and a number of other great topics like elections and meetings and many more that we will be publishing soon. We also have 67 exhibitors that we recommend that you introduce yourself to, that you get contact information from for bids and for future opportunities to work with them. It's a full day. For those of you that haven't participated, we will have breakfast and lunch, snacks. We'll have a coffee bar. We'll have more details as we get closer. If you have registered online, right when you register, it pops up on the screen and it says you've been registered. You do not receive an automated email for that registration. We will be sending an email out as we get closer to the program with parking instructions and more videos about what to expect the day of. But today I wanted to just briefly talk about what's coming up next week on Tuesday, February 27th for our virtual days. So the DBPR has changed their requirements for HOA and COA board of directors. You're going to want to look up what you're required to have for hours of continuing education. In my opinion, and this is just my personal opinion, working in the education area for almost 10 years now with the DBPR, they put out the new requirements, but they don't have a tracking system yet for board members. They do have a tracking system for CAMs, for Community Association Managers. A CAM has a license number, and so when they take their required continuing education credits, the presenter who is an approved CE presenter by the DBPR submits their license number to the DBPR, so there's a checks and balances. Currently, board members do not have that checks and balances. Board members do not have a registered number with the DBPR. So currently, there's no real tracking of the hours and time of continuing education and certification that you take. However, we all know that as a professional board member, you want to be as in the know as possible. And that's exactly why Southern States Management Group has been doing educational courses for 8 years now. And this conference is in its 5th year as an all-day event because we feel that a more educated board member is better for all of the residents of your community and the community at large. We also know that statute is constantly changing and that current events are constantly changing and new ways of doing things are constantly changing rather. So, because you are expected to have all this education under your belt every year, we are giving that opportunity in many, many ways. One being the conference, and two being these virtual days. So next week on February 25th, starting at 9:30, we will have 30-minute sessions of great educational opportunities. If you have not received the email from Southern States Management Group, I encourage you to look at your spam and add the email address to your safe sender list so that you don't miss any information that we're putting out about education and other items from Southern states. But I will just briefly go over what this is. But it will be on Zoom. You have to register through Zoom. The link will be in this newsletter and also below on the YouTube channel or below in the social media post. The topics include board member liability, fiduciary duties, civil and criminal liability, insurance, and indemnification. Florida insurance market, what you need to know about premiums and renewals. Legislative updates, what's changing in 2025 and how it impacts your community. Proactive roof maintenance, why it matters for your property and your association. Emergency preparedness, understanding insurance claims before disasters strike. Those are topics that Wright and Casey, Stone Building Solutions, Ansbacher Law, Insurance Office of America, Brown and Brown Insurance, 3MG Roofing and Solar, and FCA Insurance Association experts will be discussing. Each of their classes is a total of 30 minutes, and you can put those down as continuing education because you are learning. Now, how do you prove that you were there? Well, a lot of times we're going to have to go on the honor system, but certainly we will have the registration list of everyone who attended, who registered and attended. So if anything ever happens, we will have that information in our system, in the Zoom system. Excuse me. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at outreach@ssmgfl.com. We will also have another virtual day before the conference with even more education. But that should not deter you from attending the actual day where we won't be repeating any education. It will all be brand new education. We're doing it this way because the DBPR now requires so many more hours that you need to take based on a number of different topics. So we're providing virtual and in person for you to make it easiest for you. We hope that you decide to take advantage of all of our education opportunities and be sure to register for the HOA COA certification and conference that's happening on April 2nd and come prepared to meet a number of amazing exhibitors and to learn more from our great presenters. We look forward to seeing you then. And again, if you have any questions, you can learn more at ssmgfl.com. You can click on the education tab and where it says registration or fill out the form, the registration form, you'll get a lot of information there. We're also very excited that Hyatt Brown will be our keynote speaker kicking off the morning. So more details on the schedule of events that day, parking and food and all of the good stuff as we get closer. Thank you for your continued support of Southern States Management Group and their education programs. And please feel free to forward this to any other board members or CAMs that you feel would benefit from attending this program or these programs. Have a good night.